Good afternoon, everyone, and it's such a pleasure to be in your midst. I'm especially grateful to Sam and Ashley for considering me worthy to have the honor of speaking at the 12th cohort of your graduation at Semicolon. Um, I'm always very impressed and pleased with the work that you do at Semicolon, and I want to say a big thank you to the elders, the ancestors, and all the natives for all the excellent work that you're doing. We, particularly at InterSwitch, have had an opportunity to recruit people from Semicolon before. And just listening and sitting through some of the things that have gone on earlier on in this session, it just makes me understand why the graduates from Semicolon are usually a bit different from all the other kinds of people that we do employ. And I'm not saying this because I'm here. We've actually seen quite some significant difference between people who have attended your program. And I want to say, keep up the work that you are doing. Um, the opportunities are out there, and you definitely would keep reaping the rewards of all that you've done. So after that honors, I now would like to address the unicorns who are graduating today. Um, the continent we call home is actually full of a lot of opportunities. And I do know that you've waited a long time to get to this point. And I think it's important to say congratulations to you because you have taken a bold step to prepare yourself for the future ahead. Forget about what we see about the continent of Africa today. People have called it the black continent. People have said it's the dark continent. They've used all sort of names to address Africa. But then again, if you listen carefully, you would also know that the narrative is changing. Uh, in recent times, there's been the story about African rising and African holding the key to the solutions of the economy in the future and all of the things that would happen. Currently, Nigeria is projected to have a GDP of about $500 billion. But economists have also said that that could easily be $3 trillion. And it's possible. And the people who will create this prosperity are on our continent. They are young people. So the reality is, in spite of all of the challenges that we do see, I'd like to say to you that the opportunities out there are a lot. We've got loads and loads of opportunities, and many of these opportunities will be triggered using technology to solve the problems that we do face. Whether the problems are with financial inclusion or education, entertainment, in whatever areas, Africa would use technology to leapfrog into the future. So I'd like to say, well done. You've taken the right step to prepare yourself to be able to solve some of the challenges that Africa would be solving to create prosperity for Africans and for the rest of the world. So you are definitely on the right path. I would also like to say that you've taken and demonstrated a very important step that is important that will guide you for the rest of your career, which is learning. A friend of mine about 2 decades ago, an Indian, told me that the first 10 years of your career, you will spend it learning. And after 10 years, the L would fall off and it will become earning. So you transition from learning to earning. I don't know how that would apply to a lot of people. There are people that the 10 years would apply, but there are some people that it would be maybe much earlier or much later. But the reality, as you get to find out, is life is a continuous opportunity to keep on learning. So even after you've finished this program today and you are graduated and you are going out into the workplace today, you will find out that you will continue to learn. But I also think that having demonstrated the ability to go through a program that you've just gone through for 1 year is definitely a sign that you have what it takes to learn, and you will find that useful in the years ahead. You've got what it takes to learn, because you will find out that it's not easy to go through a program that you've gone through, especially when you think of the fact that there are many things that are demanding your attention. There are some of you here who had to ignore family just because you wanted to be on the program. And You also had opportunities to go through short-term programs. We've seen people who come to the workplace and they've gone through 2 weeks boot camp and they come calling themselves developers, calling themselves engineers just by undergoing a 2 weeks boot camp. You had that option, but you choose to devote 1 full year to learn. I think that's commendable. And it just shows that you've demonstrated a virtue, which is that you can keep on learning. Don't forget that. Hold that on as you get on. So I'd like to say again that congratulations are in order and welcome to take on the opportunities that we have in the continent of Africa. We will work together to take on those opportunities. As you get on from here today, many of you, all of you actually will be faced with decisions or will be faced with two paths. Either you become an entrepreneur or you become an intrapreneur. And the reality is, it doesn't matter which path you choose. Whether you want to start up a business or you want to work with people who have started a business to support them. The truth is we all cannot be entrepreneurs and we all also cannot be entrepreneurs. There will be those that will go on the pathway of starting their businesses, whereas there would also be those that will go on the pathway of supporting and working with people as entrepreneurs inside businesses that others have started. It doesn't matter. The goal is to leverage and take on the opportunities that are out there for the good of the continent, for the good of the continent that we all call home. So whether it's an entrepreneur or entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you need to understand that as you get on this journey, there is one key thing you need to have at the back of your mind, which is the fact that you need to collaborate with people. There is no one person there is no one person who has been able to take on opportunities alone. Nobody has ever done it. None. If you read the story of creation in whatever religion that you belong to or however you see the world, not one person has ever been able to take on opportunities alone. You would always need people. It therefore means that you would always have the need to collaborate and work with people to be able to achieve whatever aspirations that you do have. Collaboration is a key success factor for whatever you would ever achieve in life, whether as an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur. So I want to spend the next few minutes just to say a few things about some things that you should consider that would make you a better person with whom people would want to collaborate with, given that there is nothing you can achieve on your own, given that there are loads of opportunities that you would like to take on. The question is, how do you become a person people would like to collaborate with? How do you become a person that people would like to work with? I'd just like to share 4 thoughts with you. And I'm sharing these thoughts based on experiences I have seen with young people like yourself. And I do know that some of these you already know. So what some of the things I'll be saying might come as a reminder. And for some of you, it may be entirely new, but it's okay. Bear these 4 things in mind as you go out there into the world to succeed, because I do know that you will succeed. First, I'd like to say, do what you say you will do. You will soon find out that what will keep you out there in the world is not so much about the skills that you have. It's not so much about the software engineering or the technology that you've learned. That is great. Very soon, people are going to take that for granted. People will see you as a software engineer. You've learned, you understand all the different languages and all of that. That's great. People will take that for granted. And what will differentiate you from other people out there will be your ability to do what you say you will do. That's critically important, because you will find yourself in the workplace, whether as an entrepreneur in working and collaborating with people, you will find yourself having to either make commitments, make promises, or make statements. It's important that before you make those statements, very careful, be sure you are able to do what you say you will do. And if you ever find yourself in a position where it becomes impossible for you to do what you have said you will do, please raise up your hand and notify the people who are involved, because you will find out that based on commitment you've made, a number of other people have also made commitment based on your commitment. So when you don't keep your commitment, there is a chain reaction that just goes down the line and impacts on several other people. So it's critically important when you get to a point and you realize that you are unable to keep your commitment. Please raise your hand and notify people immediately so that if they need to course correct, they are able to course correct at that point instead of just ignoring. Because we see far too many people who are so much in a hurry to say things that they do not even mean. They don't mean it, but they've said it and they've forgotten, and they are not even aware of the impact that it has on other people that are within the entire value chain. So be careful about what you say, the commitments you make. Think through your commitment, and once you've made it, make sure you do what you say you will do. And in any instance where you think you are unable to keep those commitments, raise your hand up very quickly. The second thing I would like to say on becoming someone that people would like to collaborate with and work with is to escape the entitlement trap. We have far too many people who feel a sense of entitlement. They just believe that the world owes them, everybody around them owes them. And some of these may actually be related to a lot of our upbringing, where you find out that there are people who, as a result of their upbringing, they were always entitled. They felt that people owe them to do things for them. And as such, they get into the world believing that everybody owes them. Please note, no one owes you anything. As you get out there, do not have a sense of entitlement. Be grateful for whatever you receive. As you go out there, when people lend you a helping hand, be grateful for it. When people stop to help you, when people put things out of their way to help you, show gratitude, because you would always need people to come up for you, given that you are not able to take on the opportunities that we've described alone. You would always need people. Do not feel entitled to any of the help that you receive. Know that people really do not owe you anything. And when people come out of their way to help you, they deserve some gratitude. The third thing I would like to talk about as we look at becoming a person that people would like to collaborate with is to say you need to listen to others. You cannot be the only smart person in the room. And I think this is particularly very useful for people who are in tech. You know, when you grow up as a techie or somebody who has shown some inclination to tech, we tend to naturally be very smart people. And so we have grown up in environments, in families where people made us believe that we are extremely smart. So for instance, I say to my children today that they are smart, and everybody around and family members, everybody around them makes them feel that they are smart. But if we are not careful, people then get into the workplace who have never been told that what they did or that idea they've given won't work, because they've always grown up in an environment where they are made to believe that, look, they are some of the smartest people in the world. So when they then get into the world out there or the workplace, they do not listen to other people. And you see them becoming quite grumpy. You see them feeling very bad just because they gave an idea and that idea wasn't listened to. And you find them not wanting to work with others. As you get out there, whether an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, please be careful to listen to others, knowing that just the same way that people say you are smart, that is the same way the other people were told they are smart as well. So the same way my parents said I'm a smart person is the same way Chibuzo's parents said to him that he's smart. It's the same way every other person's parents said to them that they are smart. So when we get into this space to work together, to collaborate together, we are all a bunch of smart people. And because we are a bunch of smart people, we owe it to ourselves to listen to ourselves and know that sometimes our ideas, our contributions may not be what will be accepted at that particular point in time, but it doesn't make us less. It just means that at that point, there is something that is perhaps superior that we need to work with. And at another time, it would be your own idea that may be worked on. So don't become grumpy. Don't start showing an attitude just because people did not take what you had said. So it's important to continuously listen to others. And I was glad when I listened to it in the Creed, the Desiderata that you read at the beginning. Listen to others. That's particularly very important. Then the last thing I would like to share, as you look to collaborate and work with others to be able to achieve and excel through collaboration, the last thing I would like to share with you is do not take anything personal. Nothing is personal. People are just living their lives. There is nothing anybody does that is targeted at you. It will be extremely very rare to find out that what somebody has done, the person did it because of you. When you get into the workplace, people are going to do a lot of things. People are going to say a lot of things. People are going to take actions. People are going to be are going to be silent. But you see, none of those is targeted at you. Nobody is perhaps doing what they are doing just because they want to probably get at you. I think that far too many people are busy with their lives, thinking about their next idea, thinking about the next thing they would like to achieve with their lives to make you the focus of what they want to achieve. So far too many people as well take too many things too personal. And you find a lot of young people out there. Somebody says something, they take it personal, they're already crying, they're already reacting in ways that people are wondering what exactly is happening. So as you go out there, to become that sort of person that people would like to collaborate with, do not take anything personal. Just know that people are just trying to get along. Nobody is particularly focused on you. Nobody is thinking about undoing you or doing things that will make you less. People are just living their lives. As we get on, I want to say that I look forward to hearing of your success stories. I had actually looked forward to being with you in person, but due to some personal exigencies, I couldn't make it, and I do apologize again for that because we had planned this a long time ago, and I was supposed to be with you in person. Ashley, I apologize to you again for not being able to make it, but I do hope you understand why I couldn't make it. I look forward to hearing of your successes, but I would like to end by saying, please be a bit patient with yourself. Everyone's path is different. As you get out there, you will find out that, and perhaps there are about 30 or 40 of you in this cohort. In another 1 year, some of you may have even started and built companies that are valued at $100 million, $1 billion, while some of you may still be struggling to even settle on the first job that will get you possibly out of the rat race. Yeah, but you see, that shouldn't bother you. Everyone's path is different. We may have all come together being members of Cohort 12, but it doesn't in any way say that we all have the same pathway. Be patient with yourself, as you will soon get to find out. Things will happen differently for everybody. For some people, it may be a bit faster, and even when you think it's faster, it doesn't mean that that is the end. You must take a long-term view. For some of you, you may think yours is slower. It doesn't mean that it is slower. There are a lot of things that are also working in your favor. So please be patient with yourself. I look forward to hear your success stories. Please note that everyone's path is different. And I am sure you would all get to meet again at some point, and you are able to together and collectively rejoice in all the successes that you've built. Africa is great. There are opportunities out there for you to take. You have laid the foundation to be able to take these opportunities by subjecting yourself to a period of learning and building an attitude that puts you at a point where you will constantly learn. These opportunities that are out there, you will never be able to take them out on your own. You would always need help from people around you, which makes collaboration key. As you collaborate, take note of the 4 points that I have said to you earlier on. Do not be entitled to anything. Don't believe that people owe you things and therefore you are becoming ungrateful for help that you receive from people. Do not consider yourself the only smart person in the room. Listen to others. There is wisdom in what other people will say to you. Listen to them, because you can't be the only smart person in the room. And do not take anything personal. Just know that people are just too busy living their lives. So you are not the focus of people's actions. Whenever people do things, it's not because of you. And finally, please be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Some of the investments that you have made in this learning, some of them may grow very quickly. Others might take some time to grow, but in all, know that everyone's path is different. I look forward to hearing of your success stories. Thanks a lot, and God bless you.